Welcome into a new episode of the Benchwarmers podcast. And look who's here.
It's been a while.
We're together again, finally. I'm going to say the last probably 6 or 7 weeks, I always end the thing with, well, maybe next week me and Daniel will be together, and then something always comes up. So we finally made it.
It finally came to fruition. We're back in action. The duo is back together. And more importantly, we have a state champion once again on our podcast. It's Calvary softball head coach Tiffany Wood. 6 straight state titles for the Lady Cavs, 8 total overall in program history. Coach Wood, thank you once again for joining us. If you can describe what the last 2 weeks has been like for you, winning another state championship with these softball players, coaches, assistants, and parents, what's this week and a half been like for you?
Yeah, thank you all for having me back. Always appreciate y'all reaching out. This last week and a half it's hard to describe. It's been an amazing feeling. Just getting to do all the fun stuff that comes with winning, picking out rings, picking out mini trophies, all the fun planning stuff has been really exciting.
How have you not run out of ring designs at this point? How difficult has that process been for you?
Um, well, we switched ring companies 2 years ago, and so actually, this guy that we use now, they have come up with a new design that no high school's used before. So it's pretty cool. It's been used once with college at the University of Duke, and so we get to be the first high school to use that, and that's a pretty cool thing.
I'd say that's well
Pretty
deserved.
exclusive company there, yeah.
Yeah. People always ask you like about your kids, which one's your favorite? Oh, you can't answer that. You got 8 state titles here. Which one's your favorite?
It's hard to answer. You can't have 8 with not having the first 7.
Right.
So they're all special in its own way. They all have its own story to be written from the first one all the way to this one. They have different exciting things about them. They have different challenging things about them, and so each one is just as special.
As you progress through the season, what differences did you see the most out of this team to where this team has this specific identity to go on and win another state title? What stood out for you?
Just the way that they play together, the way that they never back down from a challenge. We always have a tough schedule, but we added some new competition with Bryant, Arkansas, to come in with Bentonville, Arkansas. We also played Bullard, Texas at ETBU. We played our West Monroe game at Louisiana Tech in that college atmosphere. We were able to have 3 colleges in attendance for that game. And so there was some pressure times. There were a lot of, tight times during the season, but this team just never gave in. They were determined to win, and that's what they accomplished.
And you get a little more adversity in Sulphur with the rain, and you get pushed back a day, and you got a group of high schoolers that are eager to get out on the field, eager to defend that title. Was that day of waiting kind of difficult to keep the girls? Hey, let's calm down. We still have a job to do here.
Honestly, not at all. Now we still left. We left on Thursday. Our administration let us do it. The kids were planning to be out of school, so nobody wants to go to school when you're planning to be out. We got to go down Thursday. We got to practice at Sam Houston High School. We ate. I mean, we ate a ton. Ice cream every night. But the kids actually loved it. Friday was a laid back day. We got to hit at the Sulphur Baseball Complex inside because it was raining. We did a little yoga, a little team mental talk, and some of the kids even mentioned that just how laid back and nice it was. So I joked with my administration that we'll be asking to leave on Tuesday next year.
And I'm sure the kids not going to school will appreciate that.
Yeah, definitely. So when you're down there, how do you keep them, relaxed and engaged all at the same time, and the challenges that you have to face with all the attention that may come their way from parents or friends as well, to keep them locked in and focused on the task at hand?
That's one thing that's just so unique about this group is it wasn't hard to do. It wasn't hard to keep them locked in, to keep them focused. Of course, parents, everybody, some of them stayed at the hotels we stayed at. Everybody's invited to go eat with us. We practice, we eat, we practice, we eat again. I wasn't joking when I said, we had 2 cookie cakes, 3 ice cream trips, and like 4 different places to eat. So I think we all gained a little bit of weight on that trip, but the kids liked it. The social time, the relaxing time. I think we made a ton of TikToks and enjoyed a little bit of yoga.
All right, so good to know. Next time we'll go on the road with you guys.
Yeah.
Just for the at least for the food portion of it. That sounds right up my alley.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Now, to be a 6-time defending champion, and look, I know, I guarantee you, we asked you something at least similar to this a year ago when we had you on. But I mean, when you start at Calvary all those years ago, I mean, could you ever have imagined the success that you've been able to have?
The short answer is no. I didn't. I didn't know where my career was going to go. I knew that I wanted to be successful. I knew I wanted to coach softball, follow in my dad's footsteps. Calvary hired me right out of college. They were looking for a coach. They had gone through several and just nothing stuck. And so they took a chance on me, and I never would have thought I'd be here this long. And now there's no place I'd rather be. And I plan to finish my career here.
And I think so many people we talk to that are involved with Calvary say that. And I know a lot of it starts with your superintendent, Mr. McDowell.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's one of my favorite ads I've ever had on Facebook because the videos are just awesome all the time. I mean, what's it like to, and again, we might have asked you this a year ago, but to have a superintendent that is so engaged, so active. He's putting the wig on. He's throwing the water around the locker room. I'm sure that's got to not only inspire the team, but probably inspire the coaches as well.
Yes, absolutely. It's all of our administration is just a huge support system for us, from being able to travel like we travel to get out of school. But the hype, I guess the hypeness that he brings, he did cartwheels as our bus was pulling out onto Linwood Road. And so we're videoing that. The kids are loving it. He was at our hotel after the semifinal game, and he's making videos in the parking lot. And he just has so much school spirit, but he supports us as a softball program, me as an individual, and then our kids. And so it's hard to explain. There's a lot of people that say he's a little crazy. I don't know if he ever sleeps, but we appreciate it. It adds excitement, and the kids, myself, and the parents, we just love it.
I just thought of $1 million idea.
Go ahead.
You should start your own content of the behind the scenes of the McDowell videos. You know, you mentioned him shooting them while you're on the bus. I'd eat that content up.
Yeah. Give the
That's
people a
good.
behind the
He
scenes look.
actually did a cartwheel. I think it was in 2021. And while he was doing a cartwheel on the field, he kicked me in the head
Oh,
after our state championship celebration. He had no idea. I wore a mark proudly for a couple of days right here. But that would be a good content to have.
so the next championship celebration, are you going to avoid McDowell and like keep a nice 50-foot
Helmets
buffer?
on.
How are we going to avoid any mishaps?
I always keep my distance. I let him do his cartwheels, and then I come up. And of course, I can't hide from the water pour
Yep.
secretively. I enjoy it. I love it. It means, we're winning. So I'll keep taking the water bottle baths every year.
And you talked about your road and ride with this program, 400 career wins for you. I know you probably didn't envision that as well, but how much was that in your mind as the team's progressing, and the runs are piling up, and you can see win number 400 on the horizon?
I don't keep up with it. I do. I have a record of each year and the win and the losses. I wouldn't keep up with it as much if it wasn't for my dad. He's the one who wanted to know before season even started, how many do we have to win? What's it going to take to get to 400? And then to be able for that to be at a game like a state championship game just makes it a little more special. He had a sign made Saturday was my birthday, so it says "Happy Birthday, Coach Tiff, 400 wins." He had it made ahead of time. That's just how supportive he is and how much confidence he has in this team.
And you don't do this without the support around from McDowell, your dad, parents as well, but the players. One player that I wanted to focus on, a Georgia signee, Kinsey Anderson. How much has she meant to this program in her entire time? I know a senior now, but throughout her time in a Lady Cavs uniform.
She's meant so much to us. Just her growth as a person. We told the kids we don't expect anybody to be a Kinsey Anderson, but we would love for you to work like she worked. She worked hard when nobody was watching. When it was hot, when it was, we were iced in here, she was working. She always found a reason to motivate herself, even after winning, her first state championship and then a second one. And then getting committed to Georgia. And she just found ways to continue to get better. And sometimes that's hard to do when you've reached a certain level, but she never let it stop her. We appreciate her and her family so much.
And the ride down, kind of offshoot off the wall here, but like, what's better in terms of nerves, the ride down or the ride back? You got the win or the anticipation of going down there. What's better for you?
Oh, the ride back is a whole lot easier. The ride down, you know what you have to do. You have a great team. You have the kids and how hard they've worked and put in. You got to prove it. You got to go out there and perform. The ride back, you get to celebrate. You get to breathe a little easier. Although the ride there on a charter bus is really nice, but the ride back is a little more relaxing.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's have some fun here. I did want to point out that you are now third on the Benchwarmers leaderboard in terms of appearances. Because Roy Lang is first. I think he's been on 3 times. Mm-hmm. We've had Sewell on twice.
Yeah.
And now we've got Coach Wood on twice. So we're gonna have to get you up there with Roy. We can't let him.
I got to beat Roy.
Yeah.
I got to be ahead of Roy.
Yeah, we can't let him have literally anything. We'll never hear the end of it. But I know last year we asked you some silly questions and what in terms of your meal and your watching and your music and all that stuff. But off season is here for you, right? So let's get some show suggestions. We have a lot of male coaches on, and we get a lot of the same show suggestions. So give us some stuff perhaps for the ladies out there. What are we watching this off season now that we have some free time?
Okay, I'm probably the most terrible person to ask that question, because it's if a sports is on our TV, we all of the LSU gymnastics, softball, baseball, anybody who's playing, and if it's not that, it's usually Paw Patrol.
Okay. Okay.
So I don't know that I'd recommend it for your free time, but it's not a bad show. And then if I do ever get to solely pick the TV channel by myself, it's usually like a crime scene, like a NCIS or something along those lines.
The Rookie, I highly recommend The Rookie. It's on ABC,
Yeah.
so shout out to The Rookie. My wife watches that. And it should interest you as well if you kind of like that kind of true crime, dramatized aspect of it. But since you are a sports watcher, I'm sure you're going to be tuned in for the upcoming softball Division I tournament. Begins Friday, a couple local products in there competing in the tournament in the field. How much do you look forward to seeing those college athletes play when they have the profile of ESPN and you could turn on a number of ESPNs where it's 2 or ESPNU, SEC Network as well? How much do you look forward to that kind of layout and format?
Oh, we love it. We love being able to watch it. We have the ESPN app, so we get pretty much every game that there is. I have kids, playing at Northwestern, and so they're not always on the big ESPN shows, but we can go and find that game and watch. We watch a lot of Louisiana Tech, McNeese, and of course we have a former Lady Cav playing in Arkansas as well. But just being able to watch them all and see those games, multiple games. I have a 7-year-old kid who absolutely loves it. She's actually a really big Texas fan, and Kavan is one of her favorite pitchers. So her daddy is very sad to hear that she's not a big LSU fan. But we just pull for the game itself.
Yeah, Texas coming off of that national championship probably has a ton of softball fans growing around the country. But something that you mentioned, you have a couple of players on college rosters right now. Continuing that pipeline in Shreveport, how much of a softball hotbed is this area? You were down there in Sulphur with another program that's well known, North DeSoto and Stonewall. How potent is the softball talent in Northwest Louisiana?
Oh, it's grown tremendously, and we're proud to be a part of it. There's a lot of really good softball this way. North Dakota always has a great team competing, a great program. They were able to win it. They have kids playing on TV and collegiate level as well. And then I know I'll leave someone out, but Sterlington and Oak Grove and Quitman and Pineville, being able to all bring those trophies back north. A lot of times, especially when I was playing the South was heavy in players and the competition and bringing home the state trophies. And so just to be able to bring it to this area, bring recognition to these kids and players, it's a great feeling.
Especially that North DeSoto program. How much of I know there's obviously a ton of respect there, but is there a little rivalry there with those group of girls, knowing that, hey, we're kind of the two leaders here in our area?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's always a great game. We enjoy playing them. They enjoy playing us. It's always a good turnout. We treat it as a state tournament like feeling. The crowds are packed. There's kids in the stands. There's usually news media. Somebody's coming to cover it or to take pictures. It's a really good game. You're going to play good kids. You're going to play good coaching staff, a team that's going to be at the state tournament. And so there is. It's now when we're not playing each other, we pull for them. Super excited for them to be able to win a state championship in their division. But of course, when we're on the field, we want to win. We want to beat them. My kid knows all those coaches too, and Coach Whitman jokes at her that she's going to be a future Griffin. So it's just a fun little battle back and forth between each other, and then also that you can be friends at the end of the season and pull for one another.
And speaking of fun, you celebrated a birthday down there in Sulphur. Any gifts, presentations, something that caught you off guard, surprises? What was your birthday like down there in Sulphur?
Oh, the win was the best of all gifts. Being able to win, the semifinal game on my birthday, and then being able to win that state championship game. I always tell the kids that's all I want is I want to win. And then, of course, cookie cakes and gifts and bunt cakes and all the fun things that come with it. It was definitely a good way to celebrate.
I tell you, the food on this trip,
Yeah.
I'm jealous of
I
it.
want some cookie cake right now.
I want some cookie cakes, some ice cream, all that good stuff. That is living right.
Yeah, so less than a minute left, Coach. The quest for title number 7 in a row, overall number 9. What's the slogan and the mantra for next year? Have you not even thought about that just yet?
Oh, we've definitely thought about it. That's my dad's job. He is coming. We're kind of perfecting it right now, but we're just going to be on a mission. It's going to have something with that. Losing Kinsey, there's a lot of people that are probably counting us out, and we've been there before. We've been there when we've been the underdog, and then we've been when everybody's expected you to win. And so we have a group of kids who are eager to get back to work. I've enjoyed this win. I'm going to keep enjoying it. But I actually told my dad and my assistant coaches that all last week I wasn't talking about next season until today, until Monday. And what a cool thing it would be to get that 7th in a row. That would put us in a softball category in Louisiana by itself. Right now, we joined 3 other teams that have 6 in a row. And so that goal is to be standing alone in that category.
All right, Coach, we got to get rolling. Run out of time, but I'm going to pencil you in for this time next year
Yes.
to talk all about state title number 7.
Run it back, yeah. Coach, thank you once
Absolutely.
again. And thank
Thank
you
you
for
all.
watching and listening to the Benchwarmers. Head coach Tiffany Wood of Calvary Softball.